What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of Yu-geeki-oh. This is episode 11. I know that I got it mixed up last time, and I know I said last video was episode 11, but I'm absolutely for sure now that this is episode 11. I had to go back, relook at the numbers and stuff. But this is episode 11, so welcome back. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Today we're going to be going over Yugi Muto's top 10 most important cards in his deck, the most valued cards in his deck, according to my opinion. And let me know if you guys would like a part 2. Also, this video is based more of off the anime than it is like the latest movies or anything, or even off the manga. But this is Yugi Muto's cards, not the Pharaoh's. This is from like his grandfather's deck that was passed on to him in his first duel against Kaiba and on his way to Duelist Kingdom, and even some cards afterwards. But these are his cards, not the Pharaoh's cards. There are some cards in here that the Pharaoh did play with, but that's a whole different story. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into the cards. But this is his cards and combos. So of course, we gotta add his staple, the Dark Magician, his ace monster. This is what Yugi is known for playing in his decks. The Pharaoh also played with this. There's a whole backstory to it. I can go over that in another video if you guys would like me to. But there's a whole backstory behind the Dark Magician and the Pharaoh, and like the card's connection with them, and why it's such an important card to the anime and to the characters. And then the next card, we have Dark Magician Girl. There's a whole backstory to her as well, and why she is the apprentice to the Dark Magician, going all the way back to like ancient Egypt times and stuff. The whole reason why the game is like the game and stuff, according to the anime and manga. But Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl was just such a powerful combo back in the day in the anime that Yugi and the Pharaoh both used. But Yugi used it, and Taya also ended up using the Dark Magician Girl in some parts of the anime. Dark Magician's just really good to be paired with other cards, and in the anime he was just a really strong and really rare card, as well as the Dark Magician Girl, considering that she gains 300 attack for each Dark Magician and Magician of Black Chaos and either player's graveyards. Buster Blader, a really great card that he used against Kaiba and other dragon players, especially whenever fused with Dark Magician, because they make the Dark Paladin fusion monster, and it gains attack based off the dragons and stuff. Unfortunately, he's not in today's video, but if I end up making a part 2, I will put him in that other video. So next, it's technically 5 card pieces, but you can't do a video like this without having the 5 pieces of Exodia. He only ever really used it once, as far as I'm remembering, right? But it's kind of crazy because he kind of used it completely wrong, according to the card's actual text in real life, because it says that if you summon it, then you automatically lose the duel. But, I mean, I guess in the anime it's probably worded different. But we have the 5 pieces of Exodia. Just a really great card. It's kind of the 5 cards that really hit off the whole show. After his grandfather lost to Kaiba, he's sitting there dueling, turns into the Pharaoh, and then he does his iconic line, you know, "There's no pathetic cards in my grandfather's deck, Kaiba," and then draws the last piece, automatically wins the duel, and then the rest is history. So you really can't forget about Exodia, especially since he met such an unfortunate end, getting thrown off the boat to Duelist Kingdom. And if you haven't watched the anime, so sorry for the spoilers, but of course we had to put Exodia in there. That's pretty much it for the monsters. We're going to the spells and traps. So for the spells, we have Thousand Knives, a really great combo to combo off of Dark Magician. It's really the only card you can combo off of it. Or that Yugi could combo off of it. Because all you really need to do is have Dark Magician on the field, play Thousand Knives, and then You go ahead and get rid of one of your opponent's monsters. Swords of Revealing Light was a key card that was seen a lot in the anime played by both Yugi and the Pharaoh and other characters. Swords of Revealing Light, basically, it just locks your opponent out from attacking for 3 turns, which is great, especially whenever Yugi would use other cards like Gold Sarcophagus, because then he could play Gold Sarcophagus, lock his opponent out for 3 turns, grab the monster that he sent from his deck to the banish zone within 2 turns, and then he'll have that card out next turn because of plot protection. But Swords of Revealing Light, Gold Sarcophagus, a great combo for Yugi to play. And then on top of that, he could also summon out lower level monsters to summon out Dark Magician Girl, Buster Blader, or even get the cards to fuse Buster Blader and Dark Magician. Another great combo that he could have used is to use swords to possibly draw 3 pieces, or the remaining pieces, depending on how many he had in his hand. It's not something that he had. Some of these aren't really stuff that he did in the anime. It's just great combos that could have been, and quite possibly would have been if they didn't think of other ways to make the show more interesting. However, like I said, Swords of Revealing Light and Gold Sarcophagus, just great 2-card combo that Yugi could play with. And then a Magical Dimension wasn't really seen played too much in the anime. It was seen like once or twice, and I believe it was seen in the Dark Side Dimensions movie. Basically, you just get rid of or if you control a spellcaster type monster, you can target one monster you control and tribute that target, then special summon a spellcaster type monster from your hand, then destroy one monster on the field. So basically, if, let's say, he had Dark Magician Girl on the field, or even like a piece of Exodia, because they're all spellcasters, but let's say he had Dark Magician Girl on the field, he could play Magical Dimension. We'll say his opponent has Buster Blader, so he can play Magical Dimension, get rid of Dark Magician Girl, summon out Dark Magician, get rid of his opponent's Buster Blader, and now he's the only one with a monster, and it's obviously his ace monster. So just a great combo for the magicians and stuff there, and spellcasters all together, considering he does play with all spellcasters. And then of course an iconic card, the card that is the reason that so many people have so many trust issues whenever playing, especially in like older formats and stuff. Mirror Force, such an amazing staple for decks. Mirror Force is just a trap card, if you don't know, that whenever you play it, whenever your opponent declares an attack, you destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Again, I don't really think that Mirror Force saw too much, but it's still an iconic card of Yugi's and the Pharaohs, because whenever he just played it at the exact right moments that he needed to. Let's say, for instance, let's put him in a scenario where he's dueling against Kaiba or Merrick, and they have a field full of attack position monsters he's about to lose. He just play Mirror Force, call it a day, and then next turn he'll have like 3 magicians out on the field, or even summon Exodia or something. Just something crazy. And then, of course, Magical Hats. Magical Hats is such an iconic card, especially in his duel against Arcana. Because in his duel against Arcana, not only did you see Magical Hats, you also saw Dark Magician, you also saw Dark Magician Girl, and you also saw Magical Dimension. These 4 cards were played in that duel. That duel is probably one of the most iconic duels of them all. Not only because you saw these 4 cards work together kind of in a team, but you also saw these cards dueling against pretty much themselves. Like Arcana also played with Magicians. So, he played with a red version of Dark Magician, which, in the scenario we're talking about, tried to destroy Yugi's Dark Magician with 1,000 Knives, which this isn't actually how it works in real life, but whenever he did that, Yugi used Magical Hats, hit his Dark Magician in 4 hats, and then Arcana had to pick one. Now what the card actually says is, During your opponent's battle phase, choose 2 spell trap cards from your deck and add 1 monster you control. Special summon them as normal monsters, attack 0, defense 0, and face down defense position monster. Set the chosen monster if it is face up and shuffle them on the field. The 2 cards chosen from your deck destroyed at the end of the battle phase and cannot remain on the field except during this battle phase. So really, what happened there and the anime was kind of OP, and I kind of wish that Magical Hats worked in the way that it did in the anime, because that'd just be great. Because whenever Arcana used, as I said before, Arcana used 1,000 Knives, which was kind of just like a second attack ability. It wasn't really like a spell card in the anime, or at least during that time in the anime. He used it to destroy Yugi's Dark Magician, and Yugi was just like, yeah, bud, Magical Hats. Guess it's not happening today. And then eventually later on in that duel, another great combo comes where they both have their Dark Magicians gone, and Arcana ends up bringing his back, and then Yugi's just like, oh, okay, cool. So if you're going to bring yours back, I'm just going to play Magical Dimension, and I'm going to bring my Dark Magician back, and I'm going to destroy your Dark Magician. And it's just kind of like a back and forth duel between the magicians. Really just an iconic duel for both of them. And there's not really anybody else that he really uses Buster Blader against. And he only uses Buster Blader to summon and then use to fusion summon for the effect of gaining attack points off of dragons. And really the only person that he does that to is Kaiba, because Kaiba pretty much only plays with dragons. So just him going through and absolutely demolishing Kaiba with Buster Blader and Dark Paladin was just kind of crazy. Again, it was the Pharaoh's deck, but I mean, Buster Blader and Dark Magician are still 2 of Yugi's cards. They were in his grandpa's deck. And then another great duel with Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Another great combo that was seen in the anime was in Duelist Kingdom whenever he's facing Pegasus. This is canon for the anime and the manga. Whenever they're doing like their mind swap thing, the Pharaoh and Yugi's like, okay, cool, so I'm gonna summon Dark Magician Girl, and then he summons Magician of Black Chaos on top of that, and he's just like, alright, I'm gonna wipe the floor with you now. And that's pretty much what happens. And if you guys want me to do another part 2 of the top 10 Yugi cards and combos, let me know in the comments section below. I'll put Dark Paladin there and Magician of Black Chaos, and we'll give it a good go. But as of for now, that'll be the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode of Yu-geeki-oh. I can't wait to see you guys next time. As always, God bless you. You all have an amazing day. And I'll catch you in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.